I'm Astrid, I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like this, remember to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell, and feel free to comment and let me know what you do like and what you would like to see more of. So today is going to be fairly quick. We're going to talk about number one, my cow, my knit along, and how that's gone. We're going to pick a quick winner as well, which I'm super excited about. Love a good giveaway. We're going to talk about my current work in progress, about my plans for my slip into summer, cow, and lastly, I'm going to talk about some things that I got today. There we go. So first up, I did a knit along for two beanie releases that I released on Mother's Day, which was 2 weeks ago. I have two beanies that were released, but I've only re-knit one. So it means I don't actually have the other one, but that's okay. I'll make another one very soon. This one is my Nats beanie. So it is a 1x1 rib beanie. It's extra long, so you can fold up the brim really nicely. And it's got really cool knit decreases here that I just think they look like little crowns. So I'm quite obsessed with my pattern, with my decreases here. So this is the adult man size. I actually knit it for someone in mind, and then things happened there. And then my housemate tried it on and it looked amazing on her. It really suits her colouring. So I decided that she gets to keep it. So this is knit in 100% alpaca. It is so soft and cozy. It's really warm. It's quite big, but she seems to like it and I really like it as well. I would personally knit the woman size if I was knitting it for myself. This is the adult man, and I've got a child size as well. So I've tried to give a nice variety, but yeah, I am a fan of my own work here. So there's this one, and I'm kind of surprised that only one other person knit this beanie, although I actually hate rib. So I don't blame anyone for not knitting it because I hate rib, so it makes sense to me. But I just think it's so beautiful that I'm shocked that more people have not wanted to. The other one that was up for sale, it's a free pattern, but that was also during the knit along, was my Waiting for Winter beanie, which is a garter and cable beanie, and it's only in one size, just a woman's size, but I knit that for my mum and she asked me for a textured all white beanie. I'm definitely going to make one for me because I absolutely love it, and it's really heading into winter now. It's getting cold, so I would love to be able to have something that I'm going to be able to chuck on in the mornings and feel nice and warm in. So I had a few people join in. I did not, note to self, did not launch this very well or talk about it very well, so I do need to work on that, I think, for next time. But I have all the names listed here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were on Instagram and 2 only on Ravelry, but some of them who were on Instagram did share it on Ravelry as well. So that is 7 different beanies that were all knit using my patterns, which it's still such an honor. Like, I'm a little baby designer and I am growing and getting there, and to have you guys stand behind me and support me the whole way is just, it means so much to me, and I'm so grateful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to do a giveaway. I've got these 2 yarns to give. They are worsted. I'm really struggling at finding yarns to give away because everything up in here I love so much and I don't want to give it away. So I ummed and ahed a lot, and finally I just thought, why not give something that I love anyway and that gives, I think, a big bang for its buck. So these are really beautiful. They are mode knit yarn, mode work worsted. They are 100 grams or 218 yards and 100% superwash merino. So they're a UK brand. Hang on. Product of UK, hand dyed with love in Minnesota. Not a UK brand. But this colour is Mercury, and it's a really beautiful pink that's kind of shot through with some orange. And then this one is a purple that's shot through with some black as well. So I think that they're quite nice. And this colourway is Daenerys Eyes for Daenerys Targaryen. So as a big fantasy nerd, I think this one's beautiful, but as a big pink nerd, I think this one's beautiful. So I am loving these two, especially together. I think they would come up with something really beautiful. So I'm really excited to give these to a loving home, hopefully. So because I can't choose, I'm going to go old school favourite and eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it squeals, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mom says to count to 10. I teach you sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little mum loves yarn. Well done. You have now won these two beautiful skeins. So I will contact you on Instagram and I will talk to you about these two, and I'll send them on as soon as I can. So sorry, I make myself laugh. I hope you enjoyed the way that I chose my random giveaway, because 1 to 7 was too small to be able to put into a number generator, and sometimes year 7 teaching skills really come in handy. So, okay, now that we've talked about these ones, I'll just put them behind. So now that we've talked about that, the next thing to talk about is my slip into Summer Cow. So this one I am still obsessed with. Still haven't woven in the ends. Not at all, but I am so in love with the colour. And I've got really cool news as well to tell you. So this one has 3 main stitches. It's got the stamen stitch here, which is like a garter with a slip stitch. This one is a cross stitch. They're actually 2 offset crosses. So the first one is done, I think you go K2 and then you do the long rows to cross over. Then the next one you go straight into the long rows and then K2. So it does offset it. Some people in my test group have actually done it the same way, which I really like. So I don't mind which one you do. The pattern is written for this one, but I always value creativity. So I really enjoyed it as well that some of them have changed it up. So some of my testers are still doing this one. My lovely friend Anna from Stitchcraft and Wizardry, who I talk about all the time, she is test knitting it for me. And she was texting me. She's like, girl, how on earth did everyone manage to get the yardage? Like, what is happening? I'm not a loose knitter. I'm using exactly the amount that you told me to use. What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. And so we're both racking our brains trying to think about it. But today I went and caught up with her at IKEA, which I get a giggle about because she's German and going to IKEA, which is Swedish. Yeah, anyway. So we went to IKEA and I brought this along just to kind of, look, it matches my makeup, so I kind of had to, wear it and bring it. But we had a look. Oh, I showed her this and she was like, oh, you know what you've done? And I'm like, nope, what have I done? And she was like, you have put another row in your pattern that you didn't actually put into your pattern, into your project. And that makes so much sense. So she's probably got the same amount, but less of the wild oats, because I, silly me, can't read my own writing and take out extra rows. I mean, hers looks amazing. So I think I'm secretly a genius who has just added in extra things, but I do feel a little bit silly that I didn't check that earlier and catch that earlier. This is why you test knit and tech edit. Well done me. So I have been trying, and I said last time that I would to do a video showing this, but I am not good at that. So I'm fine at the stitch. I'm not good at the video. It's been raining for about a week and a half straight. We've had, the storm of the century, a once in a decade storm. Guys, it blew over a couple of fences and I think the power went out in a few suburbs. Like, really, we're fine. And we need the rain, so I'm loving that we're getting enough rain. I'm just hoping that the farmers that is actually moved out to the farms and hasn't stayed on the coast where the capital city is. But honestly, we've been fine. Although it does mean that I haven't been able to take any photos or any good images because we've just had no light. It's been so grey and dark outside. So when I could, I was trying to do this stitch and I can't knit backwards. So what I would need to do is kind of flick my camera around and then knit over my computer, trying to do it like this, with like the computer in here, trying to knit around. And it was just really cumbersome, and the lighting was terrible, and the like posing of it was terrible, and I couldn't get like a camera on top. I was trying to get my phone to go on top so I could do the computer. It was not working. So I'm going to, I don't know, think about maybe another way to write out the pattern, just so that it makes it a bit clearer. Maybe double up on some of the instructions, like have it in the abbreviation section and in the instruction section, just to kind of do it, a little reminder note to read it through. It's not that hard when you read it. It's just, I think I've written it in a way that makes sense in my brain and not in anyone else's. And because I know the pattern, it's easy in my brain, but if you don't know the pattern, it's hard. So I will be rechecking it, but it will be up for release very soon. I don't have a release date, but I'm thinking I will need to come up with one because I am just so excited to see everyone else's version. When I do, I will properly tell you about it, and it will be a nice big public thing on my Instagram and probably on Ravelry as well, and make it nice and clear so that you don't miss out. This one will be a paid for pattern. So I've released 2 free patterns just recently. This one will be paid for. But I am so excited to say that Miss Jane Marty, Mrs. Marty? I don't know. Jane Marty from Tiny Toadstool Cottage and I have had a little chat. And so we've got a surprise that's brewing. We're working on it. We're having a talk about it at the moment. But you are going to be so lucky if you buy one of her skeins of this. Let me just tell you that. So I'll leave it there because I want to keep talking with her about it and make sure everything is planned out. But yes, hold tight. Oh, I want to tell you, I'm really bad at keeping secrets. So, okay. No, I have to tell you about my work in progress. Really want to tell you. Okay. So I've got it with me. So this is the one that I was trying to do and it just screwed up so many times. But what I'm really proud of myself for is, number 1, that I kept going, and number 2, that I didn't rip it out. Because this, to me, is like a learning swatch. It's, how do I say it? Like, it kind of sounds like myself when I say it out loud, even though, it sounds like myself when I say it out loud, but I don't mean it to be. Up myself, like full of myself, like I'm bragging. But I'm pretty okay at knitting. Like by now I'm pretty resilient. I can figure out what to do. I can try a new thing. I can just kind of, if it's not working, I give it another shot. Sorry, that hair. There we go. So I'm pretty good at trying new things, or at least kind of, flinging yarn around, and seeing what happens. But this time, not so much. And it just kind of bothered me that I couldn't get it right. So first mistake is, oh no, it's on this side. Along here, I don't know what I've done, but I've kind of twisted them somehow. And so they all look completely off. It's only one row, but it's the entire row. And I have no idea what I've done. I must have put it down and then started back up at this particular point. And if you actually look in very close, they don't look, it doesn't look like I screwed it up too badly. Like all the stitches still look right. I've just done something really weird. So that one annoyed me. Then the next bit was the decreases. And I started to decrease. And instead of going knitwise, I was going purlwise. And so I was pulling the behind yarn or the wraps over instead of it being like, as you can see up here, where they're just the front side, the front color is the main color. With these ones, they're kind of looped. Now, honestly, I love how that looks. And if I was designing something for myself, I would totally run with it. And I think I still will, because I'm definitely a fan of how it's looking, and it doesn't look bad on the back. So the back looks totally fine. And then the front of that looks really interesting. So I'm really a fan, and I would definitely give that a go. But I wanted to learn how to do it right. And also because I'm kind of learning how to practice on this for Beth's scarf. So I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything correctly and that, I was practicing the right way. So this is where I'm up to. And it's like a braid pattern. I think it's looking absolutely beautiful. I'm such a fan. So we're meant to get 30 centimeters and from the cast on edge, I believe. But I'm not entirely sure. This is about 15, I reckon. I'm trying to do a mum and estimate based on viewing. No, this has to be more because I'm not going to try and estimate math. I'm not that person. But it's meant to be a cow's. It's meant to go like around my neck. When I knit this, finish it, and then combine it, I think I'll be doing it as a Mobius, just so that I've got a choice of either having it this side or this side, and both sides will be able to show really easily because I think both of them are really beautiful. I'm quite a fan. So in using this to practice, and this one has only got the decrease of 2 stitches, so like 2 into 1. I decided, of course, I'm going to challenge myself and knit something brand new at the same time that is in brioche as well. That's slightly harder. So what I've done is this. This is a side-to-side scarf. So it's a lot of work kind of all up front. It doesn't continue going. So how do I explain that? Like if it was bottom up, it's going to be probably back there. So it'll be a lot, like very quick going da 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 da, but then it's just going to keep on going and it'll be very monotonous, I think, by the end of it. This is 447 stitches of I-cord cast on. So I don't want to redo it. And I don't think anyone else would want, I think once you've cast it on, you just want to be done with it. And it's almost like a reward, like you've cast it on, now you get to go. And then you know that this is already the same size and you can measure it and you can see it's all the same size. And it's, I don't know, I quite like doing it this way, I think. I'm patting myself on the back. I really like my idea of this. So this is an I-cord cast on. I've actually done it in the wrong color. So when I write this pattern up, I'm going to write it in the correct color. It should have been in the gold, but I like the green more. So I did it as the green to start off with just because I liked it. But I definitely should have been in the gold because the gold should be the front facing that you can do the decreases on. So the back one just supports it. If you've never knit brioche before and you don't know, which was me, if you see the dark side, which I like more on this out of these colors, this dark side is the one that connects everything. And on the light side, they just kind of stop. And while I like that as a feature, I don't want it to be on this scarf. I really want the light side to be where they connect. And I don't mind them stopping on the green because I think it'll stand out anyway. So I wanted it to be nice and bright and beautiful. This one has got a cool name, which I still can't say out loud because Beth is listening. So I might still write it on here because I know she doesn't watch. She just listens to me talk it out and then edit. So she hears it twice and then I think that's it. So this one, I've finally done enough of the setup before the shaping that is going to be. It's going to be 3 lots of shaping sections. So I think it'll be just enough that you get excited about it and then it'll be done and then you get to go into just basic brioche again. Brioche is making me love purl. I normally hate to purl, but this is really enjoyable purling. So I'm all over, just a fan. Sorry, I can't stop staring at it. It's just so beautiful. So I'm just up to the point where I can start doing the shaping, and it will be a long work in progress only because I've got no time to knit right now. So like I said before, I am a high school teacher. If I've said it before in this, I don't know. I had to record this intro a few times, but I am a high school teacher and our school runs from February to December in Australia and our reporting is coming up very soon. Now, because of all the drama that we don't want to talk about, reporting has changed, which means that the way that I grade is going to be slightly different. It's going to be a little bit less work, which is nice, but I still need to write comments. For me to write a comment about a student's academic progress, I need to know how they're academically progressing. I know roughly where they're at, but obviously I need to be doing my marking. The problem, I hate marking. I really, really, really hate it. If I could get someone else to mark the stuff using my brain and the knowledge that I've taught and how the kids should go, that would be lovely. But unfortunately, I can't figure out how to clone myself, and I don't think I could handle another version of myself. So it's all down to me doing it. Today's actually a Monday. It's a public holiday. And so I've got today off work so that I can sit at home and work. And I haven't been. So time to pull my finger out and actually get some work done, which will happen as soon as I've done this. But it just means that because I've got a red pen in my hand and it's tick, 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 I don't get time to really sink into the brioche, rhythm. So it does mean that this is going to take me quite a while, but I'm really excited by it. There's the jumper or the top that I'm going to knit for Beth as well. And then, of course, I've still got my engagement presents that I'm still knitting for one of my best friends. And then there's all the other designs that I've got in my head. So I was at a professional development the other day. And look, when teachers have to sit still, we become our worst students. And I've got some children who can't sit still. And I became very, very restless. I would have loved to have been able to knit. Obviously, I don't think it's very professional if I was to pull out my knitting and start doing it. I will in the office if I'm marking, but not during a professional development because that's like I'm engaged in the work. And so I had to just sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there. And finally, I started to draw. Now, I'm not a good drawer, so that's a major step for me. But I started to draw out some designs, and now I've got 6 ones which were floating around in my head, now out on paper, and I'm so obsessed by them, and I just want to get there and just start doing them. So, yes, watch this space. There will be a lot more coming out. I just need to get my marking done. Anyone want to volunteer? Anyone? Please? Okay. So the last thing after everything, I showed you the skeins that Anna got me, which is the other 2 that goes with that one, with the scarf. If I'm speaking in English, I apologize. The last 2 things to show you. Firstly, is this. So I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Sorry, Anna. You know what? I will. It's Sheepjes? Is that? I can do the French R. I can't do the German sh. I'm sorry. That was terrible pronunciation, and let's pretend that didn't happen. But this is, Anna has become a stockist for, I'm just going to say Sheepies because that's how I'm reading it, and that's cute. So Sheepjes yarn. And I know that she's been posting about it quite regularly on her Instagram. So she decided to stock these ball winders, and mine has already broken. I had a crappy plastic one from Knit Picks, and it lasted a fair bit. I used to call it, instead of Old Faithful, I called it Old Squeaker, because as you wound it, it would go in this horrible sound. And of course, I don't want to cast on anything until it's 10 o'clock at night and everyone else in the house is going to bed. And then I'm the idiot in the study going, so not enjoyable. But I really wanted a beautiful wooden one. I wanted one that would stand up, that would really hold up to a lot of wear and tear. And that is beautiful. So when Anna announced that she was getting these ball winders in, I jumped up and down. The cost, I have to admit, was more than I was kind of ready for. And so I had to unfortunately back out and say I can't afford it. Which I'm proud of myself for because, as I've said on here before, I can't figure out when too much is too much and I go shopping anyway, which kind of has happened anyway. But the rest of my story goes. Plus, my situation had changed. I had ended up getting a little bit more income because I did a couple of relief lessons at work. And so she was like, look, are you still willing for this? And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah. So here is my new Sheepjes, I can't do it, ball winder. I'm so excited to start casting on things. I need to actually hurry up and knit the things that I've cast on, but I'm excited about this and it is just so pretty and it is so quiet. Like, listen. Can you hear anything? No. No squeaking. Just me. This is amazing. I'm so excited. So I got this. We went to IKEA today, like I said, and I got it and I put it in my car. Then we were wandering around IKEA and I found something really cool. And you will see it pop up on my Instagram very soon. I will be using it to model different projects. It has to be only modeling small projects for the reason that you will see in a minute. How do I undo this? Here we go. So I was looking after Matilda, who is Baby Stitchcraft and Wizardry. And she is just beautiful. And Anna went off for a quick jog to try and find something in IKEA that she thought was still there and apparently is not, but I don't even know what it was, so I didn't know that it wasn't there. And she returned trying to, she returned unhappily because she couldn't find the thing. But in the time that she was gone, I spotted these a group of them, in a really cool display. And I thought it was so cool and that I really, really, really wanted one. And so I kind of didn't think much of it. I was like, I really like it and I really want it, but I won't get it because no. And then I put it back. And then after I said goodbye to Anna, I went quickly to do the food shop because, I need to eat. And I kept thinking about it and I was like, nah, you know what? This thing is too cool. I have to go back and get it. Oh, it screws. I'm trying to pull the thing off. Does it screw? Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for my brand new hand? I'm so obsessed. I love it so much. It's a hand. Hello. So, when I want to show projects, I can just, put them in the hand, and the hand can hold it. So that way, I can take photos, and the hand can hold my project. I'm so happy with my choice to go buy this because I think it is so cool. I hope you also I hope you also think it's really cool. This is not something that I would normally get, but I just love it and I think it's amazing. So with that, I will say, ready? Are you ready for it? Goodbye. And remember to comment and like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon with hopefully more projects and my little hand. Bye.